Hello everyone, this is Karen.
Hello everybody, I am Shane.
Today we're looking at part 1 of Elizabeth Debicki.
Always up for a challenge.
And the vocabulary words are transform.
Transform.
The former prison has been transformed into a museum.
Ballet.
Ballet.
Natalie has taken ballet lessons since she was 6 years old.
Eventually. After several hours of tossing and turning, Greg eventually fell asleep.
Comedy.
Comedy.
I'd rather watch a comedy than a horror movie.
Me too.
No, actually, I like horror movies.
Performance.
Performance.
Everyone agrees that the actor gave a brilliant performance as a tired professor. That must have been really hard.
Debicki.
Debicki. That's
Elizabeth
right.
Debicki.
Debicki.
It's a very interesting name.
Elizabeth Debicki.
And a very interesting actress.
She is an Australian actress.
Right. So she actually started off in ballet because both of her parents were ballet dancers, right?
That's right. But then I think later on she discovered her love for acting. So she actually got her degree in drama. That's right.
Wow.
So when was her big break? Do you remember?
If I recall, it was The Great Gatsby, right?
That's right. So that's when everyone started noticing, who is this actress?
Because if you're in a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, you're in a very big budget movie.
That's right.
And a lot of people are going to find out who you are, especially if you give a great performance, which she did.
That's right.
She won an award, didn't she?
She did for a supporting actress.
Yes.
And then later on, I think it was, I forgot which year, but then she was also in another movie called The Night Manager.
Oh, that's a TV series.
Oh, TV series, The Night Manager, that's right.
That was a great TV series.
So you remember Elizabeth Debicki from there.
Yeah, and she was excellent. So she's really beautiful. She could be a model. She could do anything, but she's such a talented actress.
I know she is.
Okay, let's learn more about her.
All right, enjoy.
Enjoy.
Elizabeth Debicki, always up for a challenge. Australian actress Elizabeth Debicki may be one of the most talented up-and-coming actresses in Hollywood. She's not only able to transform herself for each of her roles, but she's also not one to shy away from a challenge.
Hello everyone, today's lesson is called Elizabeth Debicki, always up for a challenge. Part 1. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike, and yes, we're looking at Elizabeth Debicki. As we're going to learn, she's an up-and-coming actress. She's also a very tall actress.
6'3".
In a world of not very tall actors, right? A lot of actors and actresses are fairly short, but Elizabeth...
Tom, very short.
Good choice of a shorter actor. But Elizabeth Debicki is one of the taller people in Hollywood, but also one of the more talented and more interesting, and one of the newest faces. You may not know the name, but you've probably seen her in one of her big roles over the past few years, and I'm sure there'll be many more to come. So let's learn about Elizabeth Debicki.
She hasn't reached the A-list yet, but hey, she's on her way.
Definitely.
Australian actress Elizabeth Debicki may be one of the most talented up-and-coming actresses in Hollywood. I.e., again, she's not on the A-list yet, but she's on her way up the ranks.
All right, and let's find out one of the reasons why she's on her way up. She's not only able to transform herself for each of her roles, but she's also not one to shy away from a challenge. Okay, so two things that will really set her up for success in Hollywood. She is able to transform herself for each of her roles. She can change herself to kind of fit the character she's playing, whether it's a princess, a hard-nosed businesswoman, or a something else, some other totally different role, a warrior queen or whatever. But she's also not one to shy away from a challenge, all right? If you shy away from something, you're nervous about something, you avoid it, you don't really like it. No, not her. She will leap to a challenge. She will really take it on, if you have a challenge, she will try to see it through. But also, yes, she can transform herself. When you transform, you change, basically from one thing into another thing. Now, some things actually transform the way that a little caterpillar might transform itself into a butterfly or a moth or something like that. It changes. But of course, here, she's still a person. She's not changing into another animal. She's changing into another kind of person. She can take on different roles, maybe use different accents, sound American or British or something. It's almost like she is a different person. For example, the former prison has been transformed into a museum. They changed this building. It still has the basic shape, but now it is no longer a prison. It is a museum.
So, big change.
Big change.
Prison into a museum.
Almost like a new thing.
All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back soon.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这一次要介绍的人物是 Elizabeth Debicki。伊丽莎白戴比基，也许你没有听过这个名字，但是你可能有看过她演戏哦。Debicki 可以说是好莱坞最有才华、前程似锦的其中一位演员。那么 Jeff 老师说，他正在朝 A 咖迈进。那么 A list 就可以用来指最受欢迎人选的名单，或者是 A 咖名单。好，那么课文提到说 ，Debicki 不仅能够为每个不同的角色来彻底改变自己，而且他不是一个会回避挑战的人。那么单字 transform 这个动词就表示改变、改造、转换。那么 Mike 老师说 ，Debicki 也许可以融入各种角色，像是公主啊，或是可能像商场上女强人啊、女王战士之类的。好，老师刚刚说到这个商场上女强人，他用到一个形容词叫 hard-nosed， 看起来像硬硬的鼻子，那它其实是用来形容是务实的、顽强或是执着的。好，再来看 warrior， 刚刚有提到 warrior 是指战士、勇士或是武士，它是拼作 W-A-R-R-I-O-R warrior。好，那这边还有两个重点，第一个是 not only but also， 它是配对连接词，用来连接词性相同的字词去表达不仅怎么样，而且怎么样。那么连接子句的时候呢，also 通常呢是要摆在这个一般动词之前或是 be 动词之后，然后它也可以省略不用。好，例如 Jack Black is not only a comedian, but he's also a singer， 也可以说 but he's a singer。杰克布莱克不仅是喜剧演员，他也是一位歌手。第二个重点 ，shy 本来有害羞的意思，在这边是当动词来表达胆怯、退缩。我们常常会用 shy away from 加上名词或动名词去表达，可能是因为紧张啊、讨厌或是害怕等等而退缩，未必什么什么。例如 The actress has never shied away from talking about mental health issues. 那位女演员从不避谈心理健康问题。好，接回到课文中。
Elizabeth Debicki, always up for a challenge. Raised by parents who were both ballet dancers, Debicki naturally became interested in dance at a young age. Eventually, she switched her focus to theater and earned a degree in drama. After graduating, she was cast in her first film, the 2011 Australian comedy A Few Best Men. She only appeared briefly as a secretary, but it was a start.
Okay, more on Elizabeth Debicki. Raised by parents who were both ballet dancers, Debicki naturally became interested in dance at a young age. By the way, when you see Elizabeth Debicki, you'll believe this. You'll think, yeah, this makes sense. She looks like she's the daughter of ballet dancers. She looks graceful and gorgeous and elegant and beautiful. She definitely is the spawn of ballet dancers. By the way, Elizabeth Debicki, beautiful, elegant, graceful, just like ballet. Ballet is a form of dance, usually accompanied by classical music where ballet dancers dance ballet, an elegant, beautiful form of dance. For example, Natalie has taken ballet lessons since she was 6 years old.
Oh.
She's getting better and better.
Ballet dancers do often start young, and like many young people, they become interested in not just ballet, but other types of performance as they grow up. It says eventually she, Elizabeth Debicki, she switched her focus to theater and earned a degree in drama. So ballet is a good way for young kids to get some stage experience, but eventually they might decide that the life of a ballet dancer, which can be tough, is maybe not what they want to do. And so she switched over to theater, to acting, basically, from dancing to acting. But this happened after some time, and we know that because of the adverb eventually. It gives us the idea that something happened, but then some things changed, and after some time passed, something else occurred, something else happened. For example, after several hours of tossing and turning, Greg eventually fell asleep. So we don't have the idea here that he lay down and a minute later he was asleep. No, some time definitely passed between the lying down and the falling asleep. So eventually she decided to train as an actress, get into the theater, went to acting school, and then it says after graduating, she was cast in her first film, the 2011 Australian comedy, A Few Best Men. It was her first big acting role.
So she graduated and she was cast in a film. By the way, when you're cast in a film, that means you get a role in that film. You're going to portray a character in that film. Now, this film called A Few Best Men, it was a comedy. Okay, that means that it was a movie that was supposed to make people laugh. If you go to a comedy, you expect to sit there, watch the movie, and laugh. You're not supposed to be, in suspense the whole time. You're not supposed to be weeping or anything like that. A comedy is supposed to make you laugh. It should be entertaining in that way. For example, I'd rather watch a comedy than a horror movie. Yeah, I don't want to watch a scary movie right now. Let's watch something lighthearted. Something that'll make us all laugh and put us in a good mood.
That sounds like a good idea. I like a good comedy once in a while. I haven't seen this one, but apparently if you do see this Australian movie, don't look for Elizabeth Debicki in one of the big starring roles. Like many young actresses or actors, she was given a very small part, a very small role. It says she only appeared briefly as a secretary, but it was a start. Maybe she didn't even have a name in the movie, just secretary. It was, "Hi, Mr. Wilson. Yes, please come this way." That was it, but she did have a speaking part. She did have a role in the movie, and as it says, it was a start. It was a first step. It was her first experience, and hey, you gotta start somewhere.
There you go. All right, folks, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be back after this.
Debicki 的双亲都是芭蕾舞者，那么自然在很小的年纪就对舞蹈产生兴趣。好，那么这边有一个单字叫 ballet，ballet 就是芭蕾舞或是芭蕾舞剧。Jeff 老师说，当你看到 Debicki 她优雅迷人的模样，你就会知道她肯定是芭蕾舞者的后代，是芭蕾舞者的子女。好，老师用到 spawn 这个字 ，S-P-A-W-N 这个字啊，可以指卵，像是鱼啊、青蛙等等的卵。那它也可以用来指后代、小孩。还有呢 ，gorgeous 这个字可以用来形容非常漂亮的、迷人的，它是拼作 G-O-R-G-E-O-U-S，gorgeous。老师还用到 definitely 这个副词，就表示当然、一定、确切地。那它是拼作 D-E-F-I-N-I-T-E-L-Y，definitely。好，那么课文接着写到说 ，Debicki 后来把注意力转向剧院，他取得了戏剧学位。那么毕业之后，他有在一部澳洲喜剧片里面演出，虽然只是短暂的演一位秘书，但也算是个开始啦。好，那这边有两个单字哦 ，eventually。Eventually 这个副词表示最后、终于。那么 comedy 可以用来指喜剧、喜剧片或是喜剧表演。Jeff 老师说，喜剧片不会让你全程焦虑不安、吊你胃口，而是会让人觉得是轻松愉快的。那这时候老师有用到 in suspense， 就可以用来表达是急切、焦虑不安的状态。那其中的 suspense 它是拼作 S-U-S-P-E-N-S-E， suspense 在这边可以指挂虑、悬念的意思。 还有用到 light-hearted。light-hearted 字面看起来就是你的心好像是轻轻的浮起来的感觉。那么 light-hearted 就可以用来形容是轻松愉快的、不严肃的。接回课文中。
Elizabeth Debicki, always up for a challenge. Debicki's big break came in 2013 when she landed a role in The Great Gatsby, one of her favorite books as a teen. Working on such a huge movie next to stars like Leonardo DiCaprio would be intimidating for most young actresses, but Debicki took it in stride. Her performance even earned her an ACTA Award for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. In 2016, Debicki became more widely known for her role in the hit BBC show The Night Manager. The following year, she also appeared in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 as the golden, statue-like Aisha.
Okay, so soon, Debicki, she stuck with things, and hey, she got a big break. Debicki's big break came in 2013 when she landed a role in The Great Gatsby, one of her favorite books as a teen. So there you go. This is a big movie. She has a role in it, and also it happens to be based on a book that she really liked as a teen. In fact, it was one of her favorite books when she was young.
Well, that was very lucky. Also, maybe part of it was that version of The Great Gatsby was directed by Baz Luhrmann, who's an Australian movie director. So I don't know if they filmed it in Australia, but certainly having an Australian director would maybe make it easier for Australian actors and actresses to get a job. And what an experience that was for Elizabeth Debicki, working on such a huge movie next to stars like Leonardo DiCaprio would be intimidating for most young actresses. But Debicki took it in stride.
She doesn't shy away from challenges.
That's right. She's up for a challenge because, yes, working with a big name like Leonardo DiCaprio could be intimidating, could scare you, could make you shy and nervous and not act in your most natural and best way. But that didn't actually affect her like that. She did really well, and it was noticed. Her performance was very much noticed in The Great Gatsby. Her performance even earned her an AACTA award, an ACTA award for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. I guess this is the Australian Academy of Creative and Theatrical Arts. I don't know what it is, but basically it's like an Australian Oscar award sort of thing.
People recognized her performance.
People recognized her
officially.
And she got a prize. That's pretty cool. They recognized her performance in this movie. A performance basically is just how you do when you perform, all right? When you put on a show of some kind. So yes, if you're playing music and people are watching, after the music, people will say, what a great performance. But they could also say it if you were an actor, if you were a dancer. It doesn't really matter what style of art or show you're doing. Even if you stand up and give a speech in front of a bunch of business people or something. It has nothing to do with art. It means you're on stage, you're doing something, people are watching. What you're doing is your performance. You are performing or putting on a show of some kind. For example, everyone agrees that the actor gave a brilliant performance as a tired professor.
What a good job.
What a great show. What a great job you did.
Anyways, moving on. In 2016, Debicki became more widely known for her role in the hit BBC show The Night Manager. But then she really hit the big time. The following year, she was in a Marvel Universe movie. A Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
That is the big time. That is definitely going to get you attention. The following year, so 2017, she also appeared in Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2, as the golden statue-like Aisha. And yes, when you're acting with Chris Pratt and, you know, all the great stars of Guardians of the Galaxy, you're in the Marvel Universe. Wow, that is a big job, a well-received role as Aisha in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
She even outshone Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. Wow. Oh, yeah, right. He's in there, too.
Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to say bye-bye for now. But we'll be back next time with more on Elizabeth Debicki.
在2013年 ，Debicki 碰上一个大好机会，他得到《大亨小传》里面的一个角色，而这部电影的同名小说《大亨小传》就是他青少年时期最爱的其中一本书。Mike 老师提到，2013年那个版本的《大亨小传》这部电影啊，它的导演其实跟 Debicki 一样都是澳洲人，也许因为这样让他更有机会得到那个角色。那么老师这时候用到 version 这个字 ，version version 可以用来指版本的意思。好，那么课文接着写到说，在这么一部大巨片当中呢，在里奥纳多·迪卡皮欧等等的明星旁边演出，对大多数年轻女演员来说会很吓人、很骇人。但是 Debicki 她泰然处之，她的演出甚至让她获得澳洲电影电视艺术学院的最佳女配角奖。好，文中用到 intimidating， 就是形容是令人生畏的、骇人的、让人产生害怕的感觉的。好，那这边还有2个重点，第一个是such a 或是 an 加形容词加名词，可以用来表达如此的怎么样，这样的怎么样怎么样的东西或是人事物。好，那么 such 之后呢，可以接不可数名词。我们来造个例句。Molly is such a sweet girl. Molly 真是个贴心的女孩。好，第2个重点，动词片语 take something in stride， 它表示对什么什么泰然处之，冷静从容的去处理什么什么。那么 stride 是当名词用来表达大步、一大步或是步伐的意思。例如 The tennis player took the loss in stride， 那位网球选手对于比赛落败处之泰然。好，课文最后写到说，在2016年 Debicki 因为一出热门的 BBC 戏剧而变得更有知名度。那么隔年，他也在《星际义工队2》里面演出，成为漫威电影宇宙里面的其中一个角色。Trav 老师认为他的表现比一些演员还要更出色。好，老师这时候有说到 Marvel Cinematic Universe 就是指漫威电影宇宙，那这是用来指就是基于漫威漫画所建构出来的一系列电影。好，老师还有用到 outshine 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 可以用来表达比什么出色，比什么优异。那么课文单字 performance 则是用来指表演、演出、表现，它是名词。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
Fugu is the Japanese word for pufferfish. It is one of Japan's most famous fishes. The fish looks very strange. It can blow itself up like a balloon to scare bigger fish away. Fugu is a very delicious fish, but it is also famous for being dangerous. Parts of the fugu are toxic. When someone eats these parts, they will be poisoned. Sometimes people die from eating fugu. For many years, eating fugu was banned in Japan. Fugu is the only food the Emperor of Japan is not allowed to eat. Fugu is often banned in other countries because chefs are not well trained. Before chefs can serve fugu, they must train for years. They need to have a special license. Only 35% of people pass the tests to get these licenses. Less than 20 restaurants in the United States are allowed to serve fugu. Because chefs practice so much, the fugu you can eat in restaurants is safe.
See you next time!